Lenny comes over and drops into a crouch in front of you, peering into your face. Rough day, huh? The simple truth of it makes you huff out a little laugh. Lenny smiles back at you, his eyes tired and just as sad. When you start untying laces on your right boot, he places a hand over your own. Let me? Thank you, I can do it myself. Okay, well, saying I can do it myself is dumb. Let's not do that. His smile grows a little warmer before he turns his attention down to your feet. First, he unties the laces and stretches them out as far as they'll go so he can work the boot off of your foot with minimal but discomfort. It's still painful though, and you can't help wincing. Lenny's hands still and he looks up guiltily. Sorry, I'm trying to be gentle, but it's not really my thing, I guess. Finally, both feet are free of all footwear. It's strange to look at them because they don't even look like your feet anymore. These are some stranger's feet. You want a foot rub? Really? Sure, why not? Because it's bleeding and you might catch, like, every disease from the 70s in there? Other than that, though. Taking your right foot in his hands, he starts kneading the aches out of it, careful to avoid any broken skin. You go boneless almost immediately. He's not exactly practiced and sometimes presses a little too hard or hits the wrong spot, but overall it feels amazing. Over time, the heavy atmosphere begins to lift. Once the foot rub is finished, you actually feel relieved enough to smile. Lenny smiles back. Oh, look at that. He stretches his arms and falls onto his back, grinning up at the night sky. The stars have come out. No, they fucking haven't. Let me know where the stars are. Are the stars there? Smiters, tell me. Guys, who watch me. Can you see any stars there? At all? No? Neither can I. It's because there aren't any. He's right. He's fucking not. For the first time since you woke up in this new world, you can see distant white lights dotting the sky. Maybe it's because you're up so high, so you're above the red cloud, or maybe it's just an incredibly clear night tonight. It doesn't matter. Almost without thinking, you lie back next to Lenny to look up at the breathtaking stars with him. Oh, whoa! Holy shit. This doesn't look like a photo. I mean, if it's a photo, it's from like 1998, because the resolution is very bad. You can see sort of like the edge of the sun, like sort of the pixels surrounding it, the outline. It looks really pixely and odd, and like this star here, it looks like a very low resolution image. If it's a photo, it's very old. Emotions not in your chest. You haven't even realised how much you'd missed them. Lenny shifts beside you and suddenly you're aware of how very, very close he is. He slides a little closer and you can sense his indecision. Wait for him to put his arm around you, lay your head on his chest, shift away. I don't want to get that way. Shifting away might seem harsh, but I mean, I say harsh, we have kicked him in the testicles, we're going to shift the fuck away. You shift away and he gets the hint, he still's maintaining a respectful distance. You lie in silence beneath the cold beauty of the stars, basking in this rare moment. Look at them all, so close, it's like I could touch them. Really? I'm not sure you could. If they were that close, we wouldn't be alive. We would die. I hope you know this. You know, it's funny. You think with how small my world is, but I never really take the time to appreciate the good things. He looks over at you. The beautiful things. Fuck off, look at the stars, you twat. This moment, your eye, strapped by his, stretches out heavy and long. Then he quickly looks away, back up to the sky. The silence feels a little awkward now. You need to make conversation or do something. Talk about the stars, talk about tomorrow, kiss his cheek. Tomorrow. We need to plan ahead. So, what's the plan for tomorrow? Well, hopefully we'll find the way down. After that, the rest of the journey should be a straight stretch, no more climbing or anything. His casual confidence is reassuring. You know, you're pretty good at this for someone who was afraid to leave his shack. He laughs. Hey now. Besides, I didn't always live in that shack. I'm not exactly unused to living exposed to the elements. I imagine you've been called out a fair few times. I'm not exactly surprised. Back in the day, Lenny's head falls back against the ground and his eyes closed as the memories start pouring forth. My grandpa was on my back all the time, telling me to be careful, telling me to be smarter, telling me to try harder. Mummy used to drive him nuts because she'd let me get away with anything. And everyone else I lived with, I don't think there's anyone I didn't piss off at one time or another. Figures that a guy who doesn't know what he's got till it's gone, right? Well, yeah, normally that's a thing. This happens anywhere, even in the visual novel industry. People didn't realise how much how important a non-L was until he fucked off, and then suddenly he was like, oh, I really miss him. Oh, well, you could have fucking said something at the time, couldn't you? Grumble, grumble, grumble. After all this time, he still hasn't said what happened to his old community, and as always, you don't feel like you can ask. It's probably because it's something silly. So hey, what about your family? Mine? Yeah, you never mention them. I always felt very loved, we didn't really get along, it's painful, I don't want to talk about this. It's too painful, we don't want that dark a backstory, however I always felt very loved. Yeah, sure, why not? That's nice, real nice. He continues to ask questions and you continue to open up, spilling these bittersweet memories. I'm sorry that you lost him. The reality of what you've lost settles in your mind once again and an overwhelming sadness closes its grip around you. When you look over at Lenny, he's staring up at the stars. He looks like a part of him is very far away right now. Say nothing. Say nothing. He's far away, let's leave him there. You say nothing and stare at the stars until exhaustion finally wins the battle for your body. You fall asleep just like this, with the stars burned into your eyes. We're gonna wake up and shit's gonna be nicked, or we're gonna be like really hot. Oh, okay, we're on to another chapter. Found you. Oh, thank God for that. It's the morning again. Yay, look, we can see. Someone's taken off the mosquito net. Woohoo! You've been walking for the better part of the morning, and Lenny has been uncharacteristically quiet. Maybe he feels awkward after saying all those things last night, or maybe he's just distracted. Whatever the reason, it makes for a very long, tedious journey. And that might be bearable, except he's also leading a punishingly brisk pace, walking ahead with long, fast strides, leaving you struggling to keep up. Ignore him if that's what he wants. Watch him quietly. Try to make conversation. Try to make conversation. It'll be paid otherwise. Hey, Lenny. Lenny? Oh, forget it. Shit. What's wrong? Okay, listen, don't panic. Don't tell me that. That's a bad word. That's a bad... I don't care what the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy tells me. They fucking lie. Whenever someone says don't panic, that's really bad. Your contrary heart immediately leaps to this instruction and you instantly feel a cold sweat break out on your brow. He looks gravely serious. See the red cloud on the horizon? You do, but that's nothing new. You can always see it somewhere in the distance. I can't. Notice how we're walking towards it? You suddenly notice that he's right. Unlike his usual strategy of changing direction whenever the red cloud shows up, Lenny has been leading you both straight towards it. Spinning around, you suddenly realise why. There is no pure blue sky to follow anymore. The red cloud surrounds you in a 360-degree panorama. It's still far away for now, but it moves fast. Well, don't we look screwed then? No, that's a terrible thing to say. Why didn't you say anything sooner? Yeah, I like that option. I was analysing. Look, we don't have time to argue. We need to work out what to do and... Well, here's the first thing. With that, he snaps off the goggles off his head. He places them on your head, fixing them securely over your eyes. Don't take these off, even if some of it gets in and your eyes start itching. What about you? Don't worry about me, this ain't my first time, you know? We're totally exposed out here. Our best bet is to keep going and try and find somewhere to take shelter. See, as soon as he says, don't take them off, even a scratch, the first thing my eye did was, oh, hang on a minute. Oh, I just need to scratch that slightly. That's a bad thing to say. Because I imagine even half of you are sitting there going, oh god, my eyes are very scratchy, I just need to rub them very quickly. Don't lie, I know you are. We're totally exposed out here. Our best bet is to keep going. Try and find somewhere to take shelter. Ready to run? You nod once. He grabs your hand in his and tugs. The two of you start running. This is going to be hell on my feet. Lenny said the cloud moves fast, and he was right. It closes in like a swarm of ravenous insects, and the sky disappears behind its shadow. You can barely see Lenny anymore, but his hand remains tightly clasped around yours, pulling you onward. Your feet scraped and stumble over uneven ground and over unseen rocks, but you keep running. You try to keep your breath shallow to take in as little of the smog as possible, but it makes it harder to keep pace, and soon pain is shooting up and down your right side with every stride. This is a terrible idea. You need to breathe in properly. It won't work otherwise. Suddenly your shin connects with a particularly large rock, sending you tripping forward and landing face down in the dirt. You lose Lenny's hand. You can't hear anything over the blood pounding in your head, and in that one moment of misfortune you realise that you lost everything. Down on the ground the smog is not as thick and you can breathe a little deeper, enough to get the air back in your lungs and clear your mind enough to focus on your next move. Feel around for Lenny. Focus on my own survival is a shocking idea if I can't see within like 2 feet of me. Lenny, I imagine, has a plan. Fucking hope he does anyway. He's been... I'd say so far he hasn't been exemplary, let's put it that way. You feel around desperately, but your fingertips only find air in the occasional rock. There is no sign of Lenny. Operating on pure survival instinct, you push forward with a hand clasped over your mouth. You take breaths only as rarely as you can afford. You stay low on the ground, half crawling, loping like an animal on its forelegs. In this way, you actually manage to get quite far, it feels, but without being able to see anything, or knowing if you're heading in the right direction. Yeah, that's normally an important thing. Or being sure that there is enough refuge to be found so far out here. You struggle without stopping, blind and alone in the cloud. How long have you been pushing forward? Minutes? Hours? Time to... is slipping hysterically through your fingers, too quick to grasp. How do you keep going? At what point should you just give up? Is this really the end? Then something changes. It takes a moment to realise your hands, which have been thrust out ahead as you make your way through the cloud, are no longer touching air. Your fingertips connect with something hard and rough, and suddenly you find yourself up against a wall. At first there's panic, but then a feeling far more painful. Hope. Oh no, it's the hope that kills you every time. Hope is a shocking thing to do. Oh no. Feeling along the wall, you shuffle until your fingers slip into a long vertical crack. A door. Wenching it open, you fling yourself through and immediately close it behind you. A door all the way out here. Have I magically gone and found my fucking place to go? I bet I have. This is the coordinates all along, and Lenny's here. You fall back against the door, propping it closed with your body weight. Squeeze your eyes closed and wait for your breathing to even out. You're in an old barn. Thinking fast, you grab a fistful of hay and start stuffing the gap under the door. Why hasn't that happened already? Just a thought. What, the clouds only got here now? And I'm the first... This place would be full. Also, again, no cloud out here. This is fucking bright as day. But whatever. But surely the cloud would have got in by now. If it is surrounding... Whatever. Then you block the cracks on the wooden boards that make up the walls with whatever you can find. Finally satisfied that most of the red cloud will be kept out, the awful reality of your situation settles in. You're trapped in here. At least until the red cloud moves on. Meanwhile, Lenny is still out there somewhere, alone, unprotected. You slip off the goggles. You slip off your head. Sorry. And stare at them as you think, he's not going to make it. With nothing else to do except fret, you decide to explore the barn. A ladder leads up to the loft area. That's another photo. Is there someone in there? Or is that just a severely plopped up cover? There's not much up there, but what is up here nearly brings tears to your eyes. It's unexpected and wonderful. A bed. At first you only mean to sit down, but the soft mattress is so inviting and you're so exhausted. You feel your heavy head falling slowly towards the pillow, and then when you wake up, you can already see the sky outside is blue, the sun is low. You must have slept through to the afternoon. Alright, so this time we were lucky. It was short. The cloud this is. We were fine. All is good. Awesome. You look over to the window with glass thankfully intact, and there is no lingering sign of the red cloud, save the ever-present haze in the distance. There is also no sign of trash. Fuck. Lenny, you go to stand but fall immediately back on the sitting position on the bed. Your legs tremble with remembered fear, and that short sleep did nothing to cure your exhaustion. As you sit, your world spinning, you think of your partner who was lost in the cloud just like you, and who never found this barn. Wait for him, go find him. Okay, so one of these options probably leads to death. And one of them's probably fine. Do I just pray? I mean, I was kind of half expecting someone to sort of say something at night with a bed this nicely prepared. You know what? Fuck it. I'll leave it down to voting. There we are. Much easier. Smiters, decide what you want me to do. Do I go and find Lenny? And remember, we haven't really cared much for him so far, let's be completely honest. Or do we just say, fuck him, and wait here, chill, see if something happens? Your choice. I shall not perturb it at all. Until next time, Smiters, have fun.